Taylor Swift and Ice Spice were together at the Super Bowl. Now take a look at what Ice Spice is wearing around her neck. It's an upside down cross, and she makes it very obvious. Then all of a sudden, she throws up this ritualistic hand symbol. Now take a look at this photo. This is Anton LaVey. He was the founder of the Church of Satan. Now I'm going to allow him to explain what this hand symbol represents.
This is the sign of the horns, a curse sign, the two fingers extended. This way, spread apart.
And as you can see, Ice Spice and Anton LaVey, they are throwing up the same hand symbol. See, throughout history, people who worshiped the Prince of the Air, they depicted him with horns to the point that they would make idols. And notice they would have horns and they would sacrifice to these idols in return for riches, wealth, and so forth. So whenever these idol worshipers would come together, they would usually hold up upside down crosses, and at the same time, they would throw up the horn symbolism. This artist's name is Lil Uzi Vert. He's a well-known rapper, and not too long ago, he confessed to selling his soul. Now notice he's wearing upside down crosses in this picture, and he also throws up the same symbol that Ice Spice is throwing up. And according to headlines, this upside down cross was a gift to Ice Spice from Playboi Carti. Now it gets very interesting because Playboi Carti, he doesn't hide the fact that he's in alignment with people like Anton LaVey. Now take a look at his tattoo here. Notice it's an upside down cross. So I just want to advise you not to associate yourself with it because it's very dangerous. It opens up portals for entities to have access to people's life, and they come to destroy people. They come to lead people into bondage. That's their intentions. They are not your friend. They are not something you should play with. This is a dangerous game that they are playing. And one thing you don't want to happen is for what they are promoting to have access to your life. See, it's no such thing as inviting the enemy into your life and he's going to willfully leave. No, he's not. He comes to take over you. And even though he make these things appear to be good, the reality is it is very sinister. There's people who tapped into these things and later in their lives, horrible things happen. This is not art or entertainment. Love truth, everyone, and never compromise your integrity to be loved by the world. Watch and pray. God bless you. During the 2024 Grammy Awards, did you all notice Olivia's performance?
I'm so ready. I'm so excited. I'm such a big fan of the Grammys.
She performed with blood smeared on her face with the image of blood in the background. And notice she's wearing the color red. Remember in 2023, someone else wore red? It was Sam Smith. See, red is a symbolic color in Hollywood and the music industry. And I notice many times when they wear red, it's always something diabolical attached to them. Now take a look at Doja Cat. She's wearing red and the Grim Reaper is next to her. Take a look at Lil Uzi Vert. He's wearing red with this red symbol on his belt. The Weeknd, he's also wearing red, and it's obvious that something is wrong with this photo. Now let's fast forward. Olivia, she's wearing red with blood smeared on her face. And this explains why Hollywood comes together to walk on the red carpet. It's because red represents sacrifice in Hollywood. In fact, the song that she performed is called Vampire. And throughout the song, she is alluding to the same things that Sam Smith represents in his music, in his performances. And during Olivia's performance, Taylor enjoyed every minute of it. When people promote things like this, they are opposing life. And to oppose life means that you're opposing the Most High, because in the beginning, he gave mankind life. But the thief comes to do what? He comes to take away life. And also the Most High is displeased with hands that shedded what? Innocent blood. See, the prince of the air needs an open door. He needs someone to come into agreement with him in order for him to have access to their life. So I want you to understand the symbolic meaning behind what they are promoting here. So don't fall for this notion that it's about art and entertainment. No, it's not. In fact, if that were the case, many of these artists wouldn't even receive a Grammy because they are not talented or gifted at all. See, the reality is, if you are willing to push the world's agenda, the prince of the world will elevate you in his kingdom. This is why the word of the Most High says, what will a man give in exchange for his soul? Or what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and to lose his soul? And this is what the battle is all about. So watch and pray, and God bless you. In Beyonce's new commercial, there's a lot of subliminal messages that I want to show you. In fact, they took parts from a Renaissance tour in a video called Lemonade, and they included it in this commercial. So there's a lot that's going on behind the scenes. Watch this. See, during her Renaissance tour, she wore all red, just like at the beginning of this commercial. And I said in a past video that red is symbolic in Hollywood. The same horse that she featured on her Renaissance album is also featured in this commercial. And this scene in the commercial is alluding to Beyonce's performance during her Renaissance tour when she depicted herself as being reborn as a female goddess. They also use scenes from her video Lemonade. In her video Lemonade, she's wearing a yellow dress. Notice in this commercial, she's wearing the same color. Now let's go deeper. Beyonce pays homage to a female goddess by the name of Oshun, and her followers believe that her favorite color is yellow. This explains why Beyonce is wearing this yellow dress. This is a picture of Beyonce, and this is a picture of Oshun. Notice the resemblance. Oshun followers also believe that she's a river goddess. And like I said on a prior video, she's underwater in her video called Lemonade because she's depicting herself as channeling the spirit of Oshun. And in her song called Black Parade, she says, charm of gold chains with my Oshun energy. See how clear it is now? Because when you put everything into perspective, it really makes sense. You don't have to make it up. This is who Beyonce is paying homage to throughout this commercial. They're not doing anything new. They just repackage what they've been doing the whole time. It's the same deities that Beyonce promotes. No change at all. Take a look at her performing in the sky. It really raised questions, especially when you consider she pays homage to sky goddesses. This is Beyonce. This is the woman who portrays herself as being reborn over and over again. As who? Just take a look at it. See, the Prince of the Air always wanted to be like who? He wanted to be like the Most High. So people who come into agreement with him, they take on its characteristics. So they want to be as gods as well. And they know it happens when people come into agreement with this. This is why she plays portals on stage during her performance. Because if you come into agreement with this, it opens portals for entities to have access to your life. But guess what? They're going to tell you this is art and entertainment. Why didn't they call it art and entertainment hundreds of years ago? Don't fall for it. Watch and pray and be not deceived. God bless you. Jay-Z said this hand symbol represents a diamond, but I'm going to prove to you that he made it all up. Watch this.
I didn't know anything about it, but when they asked me to do an impression for the hands, I did the impression. And I didn't even question. I just left it alone.
So where did you get that idea from to do that?
When we first started, we had a group called Chris John. when you sell 10 million, you go diamond.
Diamonds, okay.
So we start putting the diamond up
Okay.
for Christian. That's how it all came about. And then we start playing with it. We start doing it at shows. Then the whole crowd started doing it. And just,
This guy made the whole story up. But I understand because these are secrets that they try to hide from their fans. Did you all notice when Jay-Z said, when they start throwing up the hand symbol, their fans start doing the same thing without any understanding of what this hand symbol represents. And this explains why so many people are being led astray blindly. He said this hand symbol represents a diamond, when the truth of the matter is this is a well-known occultic symbol. Now, throughout Jay-Z's career, he has shown his association with well-known occultists. Anton LaVey, he was the founder of the Church of Satan. And notice, they are both throwing up the same hand symbol. Let's keep going. This is Aleister Crowley. And notice, he has the same symbol attached to his hat that Jay-Z throws up all the time. And just in case you think this is a coincidence, Aleister Crowley has a book called Do What Thou Wilt. Now take a look at Jay-Z's shirt. It says the same thing. Do what thou wilt. Do what thou wilt is a phrase that alludes to man being a god. See, this explains why Jay-Z believes that he embodies spirits. So for him to say this hand symbol represents a diamond, we just have too much proof to believe that he made a mistake. See, Aleister Crowley, Anton LaVey, they would all throw up this symbol. And this symbol is connected to magic and so forth. And notice he's holding the symbol over his eye. Now take a look at this image. Notice the resemblance. So Jay-Z, he knows exactly what this represents. If you think people like Jay-Z are honest, you are mistaken. When people do this, they are showing you who they are in alliance with. That's just the truth of the matter. All the evidence is right in front of you. You can't make this up. See, he said what he said because he don't even believe most people going to do research. And that's how they lead so many people into bondage. Brothers and sisters, don't be deceived. Jay-Z is showing you over and over again whose side he's really on. So don't fall for what these celebrities say. Do your research, because I'm telling you, we are living in the days of great deception. But everything done in the dark, it shall be brought to the light. So watch and pray and don't be deceived. God bless you. Have you ever seen popular people do this before? Well, it dates back to the pharaohs. The pharaohs worshiped the sun god Ra, and they believed Ra could send his eye on a mission to destroy his enemies. So this became known as the Eye of Ra. So it's not something that people just now came up with. Pharaohs also believed that the Eye of Ra could manifest through female goddesses. And one in particular is Hathor. Now, this is about to get very interesting. This is the image of Hathor, and the sun above her head represents Ra. And the pharaohs believed that the Eye of Ra could manifest through her. So the pharaohs trusted in these entities to provide for them, to protect them, to defend them, and the list goes on. And this is something that you need to be aware of, because these practices are taking place right in front of us. If you take a look at her, she's depicting herself as Hathor. This explains why the image of the sun is in the background. Take a look at this. It says Hathor, a goddess of the sky, the sun, and fertility. It's often called the Eye of Ra. So they're not doing anything new. However, it dates back to the pharaohs. In fact, the pharaohs believed that Hathor could transform herself into a cow. This takes me back to the scriptures where the Most High sent the plague that affected Pharaoh's cattle in a negative way because the pharaohs believed that Hathor was the goddess of cattle. And this is why she's wearing a cow printed dress. If you're not aware of these things, you would think that they are doing something new, but they are not. And if you're wondering how the Most High feels about this, he sent 10 plagues to Egypt for partaking with this right here. However, we see the same practices happening right now. The pharaohs also believed that they were the embodiment of Horus. They believed that Horus is the son of Ra. So they honor Horus as the deity of the sky. Take a look at this. It says the pharaohs of Egypt, they were associated with Horus since the pharaoh was considered to be the earthly embodiment of the god. And the all-seeing eye represents both of them. The right eye is symbolic of Ra, and the left eye is symbolic of Horus. Now they have different functions. The eye of Ra is a symbol that represents destruction, and the eye of Horus is a symbol that represents protection. So Pharaoh really believed that when Moses and Aaron confronted him, that Ra would come to their defense and Horus would protect them from the Almighty. But the Most High demonstrated that no one can defend you or protect you from his power. Now let's move forward because I want you to realize many popular people are in alignment with Pharaoh. The left eye is alluding to Horus. However, this is how the prince of the air disguises himself. So when people come into agreement with this, they are actually coming into agreement with the prince of this world. See, many people have fostered these practices, but they are presented in different ways. Just to name a few: entertainment, videos, and performances. And if you don't know the history behind this, you will never think twice when you see these things. And just like most people, you just might end up calling it art and entertainment. I want you to understand that no matter what time we are living in or who decides to come into alignment with this, it doesn't change the true intent of the message. Brothers and sisters, be not deceived. Watch and pray. God bless you. Cardi B admits that she's being haunted by a spirit. Watch this.
No lie, y'all. Like, yeah, this is not my first time going on live because I'm afraid. I feel like there's a weird vibe. I don't know. There's like a weird vibe in the house. I start hearing a like a fly sound, right? Then I start hearing this sound in the hallway. It sounds like somebody's on a phone, like cling, click, cling, click, cling, click, cling. So I told the security guard, one of the security guards that's guarding the house outside, to please, because I'm hearing it for like 15 minutes. I called my security guard to tell the other security guard that's outside to come in my house to hear the sound. Tell me how the sound is gone. It's gone out of nowhere. So all I'm saying is, though, to you, right, that there's a ghost or a spirit in this house.
And later on another video clip, she said she's scared to be alone because something is manifesting in her house.
So today I went to a chiropractor, but my neck is still... I'm scared, y'all. I ain't getting off live. Y'all like me by myself.
This is going to continue. There is no way the prince of this world going to make her wealthy and not come back for his part of the deal. Who would have ever thought one of the most famous music artists in the world is scared to be alone in her mansion? You mean to tell me you can possess all the things of the world and not be happy? See, Cardi B, she decided to play the game, and nobody win in this game. where she's successful, where she's rich, that doesn't mean she won, because nothing she owned can add value to her life. It cannot fulfill her heart. It cannot give her joy. It cannot deliver her. It's good for attention. See, people can't even see her from seeing her wealth. They don't even realize when these people go home, they are tormented. They can't even sleep in their expensive beds. They fear being by themselves. So while people are looking at their possessions, they have no idea of what these people had to do in order to gain it. So people look up to her as if she's a gift that came down from heaven. See, the wealth is a disguise. And if you don't look beyond the disguise, you can become discontent with who you are because you don't have the fame. Now you feeling like you failed in life. That's why I tell people, don't covet what they have, because strange things are attached to it, and it opens doors for the other side to enter your life. And when they enter your life, they comes to torment you, and they not going to leave. See, she don't have power over it, so they're going to stay there. And one video she talked about, she called her security guards when she started hearing voices, but they can't help her. You have to have power and authority from the Most High. Like I said, it's a setup. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. That's why I'm always telling you to be careful of what you come into agreement with. And have you noticed all these artists now, they are coming out and confessing that something strange is manifesting in their life. Wonder how many people came into agreement with her and they don't understand why. The same things are going on in their life. If you play with the ruler of this world, he does not play fair. See, most people, they look at what these people own and they base their joy, their peace, their freedom by what they possess. That's the misconception. And this demonstrates that all of that is made up to keep you looking up to them. That's why you have to be thankful for what you have, because the world is set up to trick you. You know, they'll tell you if you don't own a mansion, if you're not wealthy, if you're not popular, your life is not worth anything. That is all made up. Life does not consist of the things of this world. All these things are passing away right in front of us. Now the famous people are realizing that they made a bad deal. And notice when this thing started manifesting in Cardi B's house, her money can't cast it out. Her fame can't cast it out. And if she were to move to a different location, it's coming right along with her, because her music and her performances welcome this thing into her life. Everything done in the dark being revealed to the light. Everything covered is being uncovered. See, I understand my value is in the Most High, and nothing in this world is worth my soul. Nothing is wrong with having something nice, but if you have to cast away your morals and integrity to obtain it, that's the problem. See, when the Most High bless you, it doesn't lead to sorrow. But on the other hand, when you get it from the world, you won't be able to enjoy it. You may can flex for a little while, but at the end of the day, you have to face reality. Brothers and sisters, be not deceived. God bless you. Recently, Usher went viral for allegedly almost giving the devil thanks during his award speech. Watch this.
Very honored to be able to receive this amazing award from the devil.
And right after he caught himself, he went on to say, from the depths of his soul.
From the depths of my soul.
As you all heard in the second video clip, he said from the depths of his soul. For instance, let's just say he meant to say this at first. Now, my question is, would this be enough evidence to rule out the fact that Usher, especially recently, has been showing his alliance with the prince of this world. This represents the prince of the air. And when people do this, they are showing you who they are in alignment with. See, Usher is just like all the other artists. Do you all remember Ice Spice? She recently went viral for doing this right here. And Usher is doing the same thing. And do you all remember what Cat Williams said? He was telling the truth. Just take a look at Usher. This is why many artists spoke out against Cat Williams. But one thing they wasn't able to do is prove that he wasn't telling the truth. And did you all notice Usher's performance during the Super Bowl halftime show? He decides to stand on top of an image that represents a pit of fire. And notice that the image of fire is inside of an image that's shaped like a circle. See, a circle has no ending. It goes round and around. Therefore, it's a sign that represents eternity. So they are depicting this as eternal fire. And they are depicting the woman dressed in red as tempting him. Who is the tempter? It's the prince of the world. And Usher is portraying himself as falling for the temptation. And who fell from heaven? It was the prince of this world. These are subliminal messages, everyone. And it's obvious that Usher is just like all the other artists. It's a game. And whoever decides to play the game, they have to come into agreement with the ruler of this age. And if a person has a corrupt seed planted in their heart, it shall produce corrupt fruit. And according to Genesis, it says that every seed shall bring forth after its own kind. So an apple seed can't produce oranges. So if a person has a righteous seed planted in their heart, it shall produce righteousness. So this is how you recognize whose side they are on. So this is why it's so important to watch and pray. But unfortunately, many people are not paying attention. Hearts are being exposed in the end times. See, there are so many people who are being led astray blindly. Therefore, it takes something like this for the scales of deception to fall from their eyes. So hopefully this will open the eyes of the blind, where they can see the truth, come to the truth, and acknowledge the truth. So watch and pray, and God bless you. On a prior video, Cardi B confessed that she was being haunted by a spirit, and it gets worse. It really seems like something is manifesting through Cardi B. Take a look at this video clip.
Okay, then of course said it's 3 a.m. Oh yes, 12 a.m. I hear, girl. 12 a.m. is early. How's your baby though? So cute and so cute. Oh. Oh. I hate humans. Humans I hate.
Did you all hear what she said? You can't make this up. It seemed like to me something is manifesting through Cardi B. And recently, some strange things been going on in her life. But by the way it looks, something has entered her body. How many times have we heard celebrities confess that something is living inside of them? Beyonce, she confessed that Sasha Fierce lives inside of her. Nicki Minaj confessed that a boy by the name of Roman dwells inside of her. And not too long ago, Cardi B said her music activated unclean spirits. When you see things like this, you shouldn't ignore it. You want to know why the culture is the way it is? Take a look at her. See, somebody needs to tell Cardi B, you have a corrupt seed in your heart. And as long as this corrupt seed is in your heart, you are going to keep getting the same results. That's why you shouldn't expect anything less than what's manifested in her life. And if that seed produces corrupt fruit, it attracts corrupt things. And this is how they end up with sinister attachments in their life. Because what's in her heart, like of the artist, is attracting the same things. That's why what they be rapping about is start manifesting in their life. And whether she know it or not, there's channels open in her life. Why do you think when they get caught up in this kind of stuff, what happened to them? They are led from the truth. So now the people who hangs around her, they can't even help her. So in order for her to be delivered, like I said before, she have to fall out of love with the money and separate herself from this lifestyle. And yes, she would have to repent. But when people love that money, they rather be tormented. They rather for their life to be flipped upside down before they give up the riches of this world, because they enjoy that feeling. It's like a high, and they love living on that high. But at the end of the day, they have to look in the mirror like everybody else and face reality. Watch and pray. God bless you. Music artist A$AP Rocky said, every time he makes an album, someone close to him passes away. Watch this.
I don't know, man. Every time I put out an album, or every time I'm about to release an album, for some strange reason, man, you know what I'm saying? I always lose somebody close to me. It was my pops, it was James, it was my sister. Like, I always lose somebody close to me. So, you know, without being superstitious or just paranoid, I just take a toll.
A$AP Rocky knows exactly what's going on. And with that being said, take a look at A$AP Rocky in this photo. It is clear that he's showing his alliance with the Prince of the World. And this is not all, everyone. A$AP Rocky has been dating Rihanna for quite some time, and she doesn't hide the fact of whose side she's on. Now take a look at both of them. Does it look like they're not aware of what's really happening? I guarantee you, if this was art and entertainment, every time he makes an album, it wouldn't be at the expense of someone's life. See, the truth of the matter is, all these artists, they made a deal with the Prince of the World. So what the Prince of the World does, he gives them the wealth, he gives them the fame, but in return, they offer him souls. By the way, do you all remember when Kanye West made reference to this?
My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Mutual.
You understand?
Yeah.
Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You're out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing.
And isn't it amazing, everyone, that they are confirming what we've been saying all along? But many critics said we were reaching and we was just making it all up. But what you gonna say now? Because the artists are now confessing that artists have offered up their loved ones and themselves for the riches of the world. See, we don't have to look for it anymore, because everything covered is being uncovered, and everything done in the dark is being revealed in the light. The scripture says, what will a man give in exchange for a soul? In regards to A$AP Rocky, he exchanged it for the mansion. He exchanged it for the wealth. He exchanged it for the fame, but it shall prosper him nothing. See, this guy, like all the other artists, they are in debt to unclean entities, and they can't pay their debt off with money. Therefore, they are offering their loved ones and themselves as well to pay off their debt. A$AP Rocky made the worst deal of his life. Brothers and sisters, be not deceived. Watch and pray. God bless you. Recently, during an interview, music artist Ariana Grande admitted to something that is extremely alarming. Watch this.
Oh my God, I wish I brought them.
Yeah, what is what are you just walking around set looking to do readings
Every day. No, they come to me.
Oh, interesting.
They come to me.
You are a witch?
I am indeed. The witchiest witch. Something happened recently that I actually couldn't wrap my head around. I need to remember it. I need to remember it.
I mean, to be fair, you couldn't wrap your head around it, so.
It was the witchiest thing.
You all heard it for yourself. Ariana Grande confessed that she's in covenant with the prince of this world. However, I'm not surprised because throughout her career, she has identified herself as a person who associates darkness in her music and videos. In one of her songs, she called the Most High a woman, and notice she's sitting on top of the earth. See, when artists exchange their souls, the prince of the world elevates them to the top of the world. See, throughout Ariana Grande's career, she has been using her influence to lead her fans into bondage. Now take a look at what she's sitting inside of. This is a common sign when a person is in alignment with the prince of this world. Take a look at Jay-Z. Take a look at Kanye West. Notice their hand gesture resembles Ariana Grande's hand gesture. And also it resembles the image that's in the background. Ariana Grande, she admitted that she associates manipulation, mind control. She also used tactics that leads people into trances, and she includes it in her music. This is why fans are having out-of-body experiences, and they are going into trances and so forth when they come into agreement with these artists' music. And I guarantee you, these fans, they were just going to their concerts to have a good time. But when they made it home, they couldn't even remember ever attending the concert because something took control of their mind. See, at the end of the day, the prince of the world, he doesn't want your money and he doesn't want your house. There's one thing that he's after, and that's your soul. Matter of fact, these artists are not performing on stages. This is their altar. This is where they sacrifice to the prince of the world. And if you come into agreement with them, you are coming into agreement with darkness. In order to overcome this, you must separate yourself from the unfruitful works of darkness. Watch and pray and be not deceived. God bless you. Have you all watched the viral video clip of Rihanna? It's very disturbing. Take a look at this. She's dressed in a nun outfit, and the gestures that she's making are very inappropriate. Now, what is going on with Rihanna? Well, I'm about to show you in this video. Do you all remember the interview when Rihanna was asked, why does she place her hand over her eye? This was her response.
You know, I am misunderstood a lot at times. My music, my image, people have their whole thing about me, whether it be me being a devil worshiper or whatever. Besides them reading into my hand over my eye on my album cover.
Why is your hand over your eye on your album?
Because I'm a devil worshiper. What are you talking about?
And since that wasn't enough, during a video, she called herself the princess of the Illuminati. And she go as far as to wear this and to hold this to let everybody know whose side she's really on. Take a close look at this photo. She didn't start off looking like this. This is Rihanna at the beginning of her career, and this is Rihanna now. It's like night and day. Look at this. Her soul is in a dark place. They make it so obvious now that you don't even have to look for it because they put it right in your face. And it doesn't matter who defends her. The reality is consequences follows. When people choose to do things like this, they are not going to get away. she's better off playing with her friends than playing with the Most High, because you can't pay him to compromise and to come into agreement with this foolishness right here. Everything she sowed, she shall reap it. And her fame won't be able to stop it from happening. This is real, everybody. If you don't take a stand for the truth, you'll fall for anything. In fact, she's not a superstar. The reality is she's a falling star, and she has fallen deeper and deeper into darkness to the point she can't even see a way out. Why this Rihanna couldn't be on the front of a magazine? Because it's normal, because it does not play into the narrative, because it does not fit the ideal that they are pushing into the culture. Normal does not work anymore. This photo is not going to cut it. It just does not work. You will not be elevated looking like this. So do you all want to know what happened? She sacrificed her integrity and her morals to become like this for the riches of the world. They don't want you to know the truth behind the scene, but just take a look at it, because it's staring you right in the face. We're not debating this anymore. We just calling an ace and a spade, because they want us to act incompetent. Just act like you don't see anything. No, we are not. I don't care how many awards you sold out to win. It's still not normal. So don't be deceived. Watch and pray. God bless you. See, Hollywood will always exalt the prince of the world because their deeds are dark.
Made me want to go back to Satan worship.
Well, I think
it worked for me. It got me a career.
When I was 12 years old, I signed a deal with Satan in my room, and I was to...
CBS doesn't condone this.
Wait a minute. Because I wanted to get famous no matter what, and, you know, then I forgot that I had this deal with Satan and everything, and then I got really famous.
What do you think? Mitch McConnell next? That could be good, couldn't it? Thank you to Satan for giving me inspiration on how to play this role.
However, there's no way an artist can sign a contract in Hollywood without exchanging their soul.
And I'm like, if you don't get this right now, I swear to Lucifer.
Did I sell my soul? I sold my soul for you. Now figure that out. Tell me that I sold my soul. I sold my soul for you.
This is what happened to Katy Perry. She started her career giving praises to the Most High.
I loved Oh Happy Day. I loved His Eyes on the Sparrow. And great. It was a great upbringing for me because obviously I have the discernment between right and wrong now.
But when she signed the contract in Hollywood, and all of a sudden she went from praising the Most High to confessing that she sold her soul.
I kind of sang about, you know, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music. Yeah. But it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
And when she started to confess this, her life took a turn for the worse. So later, Katy Perry, during an interview, she admitted that she was being tormented.
It's hard because I feel ashamed that I would even like have those thoughts, you know? I'd feel that low or that depressed, but I so badly want to be Catherine Hudson that I don't even want to look like Katy Perry anymore sometimes.
Now, if you pay attention to what's happening to these celebrities in the spirit, you're going to realize that prosperity does not add value to your life. Because if that were true, Katy Perry would be one of the happiest persons in the world. See, their riches came with torment. There is no way the prince of the world going to let them enjoy this. But on the other hand, there are people who are not wealthy according to the world's standard, but they have joy, they have peace, they have happiness, their hearts are fulfilled because they have a relationship with the Most High. What did Esau do? He sold his birthright for something to fulfill his flesh. And according to Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 17, it says, for you know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. And this is a parallel of what we're seeing right now. People are selling their birthright for the things of this world. And every now and then reality hits them. Many a times they will break down, but they don't make any room in their hearts to repent. Just like Esau, he sold his birthright to please his flesh. These celebrities, they did the same thing. Brothers and sisters, be not deceived. Watch and pray. God bless you.